Today we're gonna talk about my YouTube setup where I work and create my videos. Hey guys, welcome to my new one. So a lot of you ask how I make my videos, so let's have a look at my setup and start with the camera. Since filming YouTube content is very time consuming, I decided to build this camera setup, which is always plugged into the wall and always ready to go without changing any batteries or settings. As my main camera, I use my Sony a7S III with the G Master 24 1.4 lens. This combination creates an amazing looking image with a shallow depth of field. To save my time, I also work with a teleprompter where I can write down my notes to make sure I don't forget anything from my script. Just above my camera, I use Atomos Linear V to have a nice bright preview of my image. By the way, I use the Manfrotto Super clamps and extension arms to mount all my accessories. It's a bit pricey, but it's very solid and stable. In order to get crisp audio, I'm using my Sennheiser MK600. I also made a whole tutorial about this mic, I'll put a link down below. And overall, everything works perfectly together. Now let's talk about the lighting. In this setup, I'm using 3 aperture lights, my good old 120D Mark II with this compact double diffuse softbox as my key light, my MC Pro as my backlight for my monitor, and the Infinibar as my backlight. I also made a preset in the Sidus Link app, so I don't need to adjust my lights every time I put them on. Now let's talk about my desk setup. At the moment, I'm using a very basic IKEA table. It's cheap and I like the second slide module in case I need more space. As my main monitor, I use the Apple Studio monitor. It took me a while to pull the trigger on this one because I personally think it's a very high price for a monitor, but since I got it, I love everything about it. The build quality is very solid, it's very bright, the image quality is great, and the audio quality and loudness is just mind-blowing. I use this monitor with my 2021 M1 MacBook Pro. This laptop also costed me a ton of money, but since it's so fast, it's like a time machine. I do the same amount of work in a shorter time, and making the same money in a shorter time is always a great thing. If I'm working on the road, I usually use my iPad Pro and the Orbit key organizer for small things like AirPods, cables, and memory cards. To keep all the things running, I got this amazing power bank from Anker. I love the design and it works with USB-C both ways for charging the power bank and charging my devices. I personally think if you spend a lot of time working, like myself, your workspace must motivate you and work well. Since I invested some money in my workplace, I just like working here a lot more and I'm motivated to tackle new things. I think we all want just working stress-free and making some money with our passion, and that's why we need the right tools for that. So I hope you like my setup, I hope it motivates you a bit to create your own, and if you like my video, subscribe to my channel to see more, and yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. That's it.